2014. This is PSN News. Tonight we'll have the latest on the President Obama's latest announcement.
We'll also update you on the latest in entertainment coming up on PSN News.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Mike Gilbert.
And I'm Shannon Ryan. For the first time this year, President Eric Barron held a town hall meeting for students to get to know their new leader. Reporter Alyssa Gregory has the story.
College of Communications lecturer Katie O'Toole, first-year President Eric Barron hosted an open student forum earlier today that gave Penn State students the chance to ask him questions regarding topics such as his goals for being president and higher education in Pennsylvania. The event was held in Robb Hall in the Hintz Family Alumni Center at 4 p.m. and was sponsored by UPUA, the Council of Commonwealth Student Governments, and the Graduate and Professional Student Association. Here's Barron answering some of the students' most common questions.
All of those elements are really good elements to include, and a reason for having a rural campus, an online program, to take advantage of the fact that you're a campus that is now drawing students from all over the world. I think it's a wonderful idea to include that, so it's not just here's area, but instead to make sure that really the key here is to get a sense of what the world is all about here and abroad. At the Commonwealth campus, having multiple streams. And as they grow, we should be consciously thinking about that role of promoting access and affordability, promoting that sense of community that's important to students, and promoting that sense of that campus being a driver for economic development.
Students were encouraged to come to the event with questions prepared. For those who couldn't attend the Q&A session, it was live streamed for all Penn State students, staff, and alumni of Commonwealth and World campuses. Those who watched the live stream were even able to submit questions electronically. For PSN News, I'm Alyssa Gregory.
In a bid to force the NCAA to provide redacted documents, Senator Jake Corman released several emails from the NCAA last week. The emails revealed the uncertainty that the NCAA staff felt about penalizing Penn State over the Jerry Sandusky child sex abuse scandal. According to the emails, the NCAA admitted that it was bluffing Penn State into signing the consent decree. The emails also said that without Penn State's compliance out of embarrassment, the NCAA did not have jurisdiction to act. The school released a statement saying it is deeply disturbed with these statements. On Friday, the court ordered that the NCAA now has to hand over almost 500 additional emails regarding the university.
The same day the emails were released, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court denied the NCAA's request to prevent a January trial. In its suit with Corman, along with State Treasurer Rob McCord, Corman filed a lawsuit against the NCAA in 2013 over where the NCAA's $60 million fine against Penn State would be allocated. The fine was a result of the university's handling of the Sandusky case. The lawsuit has since expanded to determine the validity of Penn State's consent to the sanctions from the case. The NCAA will have to go to court over these issues on January 6.
Not everyone is who they seem. One Penn State student learned that the hard way when he sold drugs to an undercover police officer. Austin Ross Chiera was busted by the State College Police last Wednesday for selling drugs. The 19-year-old was apprehended while attempting to sell illicit drugs to an undercover officer. The police department says that they had informants who told them Chiera was distributing cocaine, Xanax, and marijuana wax. After searching the student's Sproul Hall dorm, the police found a bag of marijuana and a scale with marijuana residue.
The longtime of hayrides have been suspended for Penn State students. On Tuesday, Benner Township issued a cease and desist order to Nittany Mountain trail rides. The order was in response to complaints about noise levels and alcohol consumption at events. Trail rides owner R.B. Powell says he disagrees with the allegations. This year, the company had revamped its policies to monitor drinking at the events and claim they have since seen a change in student behavior. The company has had 3 previous conditions use hearings to deal with the complaints, but was under the impression nothing would be decided until December 1st. Powell has agreed to stop hosting hayrides for the time being.
On November 5th, Penn State's Pan-Hellenic Council passed new rules regarding socials for fraternities and sororities. Reporter Sammy Errico has more information on the changes along with student opinions.
Panhellenic social policy changes were voted on November 5th. The new rules include reducing the number of socials per week, removing week-long social events, and a creation of a wristband system. Here's what some students had to say about the new changes.
I think Thursday night is like a staple for Penn State, and it kind of makes the social scene at Penn State what it is. I know for a lot of people, they look forward to Thursday night. It's almost better than Friday and Saturday night, just because it's kind of shortens the week and gives you a little bit something more to look forward to. So I would completely disagree.
I think it's kind of a reality check for all of us. However, I think it's just most important we have to be smart about the decisions that we make. And if, unfortunately, we just haven't been learning.
Frankly, I believe it's unfair. I mean, I think that it's Thursday night socials and social events have been a thing for a while. I know my fraternity in particular, we have our parties and social events on Thursday night. Without Thursday nights, it's not gonna be the same.
I feel that it's kind of unfair to Greek life. Whether they cancel socials or not, people are still going to be going out. It's not the matter of having socials on Thursdays. It's the matter of how Panhellenic is teaching Greek life how to be responsible.
Some students even questioned the power of the Panhellenic Council to enforce these rules.
There's only so much Panhellenic can do to restrict sororities and fraternities and the people in them.
I think despite whether girls are allowed to come out or not, I think there would still be fraternities throwing like their own party and kind of inviting girls out under the table.
For PSN News, I'm Sammy Erico.
Could the U.S. be entering another Cold War? We'll have the answer coming up.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Budget, so don't accept defeat. Now you can get covered and still buy me treats.
You take care of your pets. Now it's their turn to take care of you. Visit getcoveredamerica.org to learn about your health insurance options.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
President Obama ruffled some Republicans' feathers today, this time regarding the net neutrality debate. In a video released earlier this morning, the president encourages the Federal Communications Commission to more heavily regulate internet service providers to stop them from charging extra for faster speeds. Obama said his administration was committed to net neutrality to keep the internet free for all. The FCC announced months ago it was considering allowing companies to pay for faster connections to users, creating fast and slow lanes on the web. However, an open forum the FCC created online for the public to comment has overwhelmingly expressed opposition to the idea. The FCC has yet to announce its final decision.
Loretta Lynch is now an official nominee for the United States Attorney General. This past Saturday, President Obama nominated the two-time United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York to replace Eric Holder. If the Senate approves Lynch's nomination, she will be the first black woman to hold the position. Lynch is currently a prosecutor in the New York City area who works on crimes such as police brutality, political corruption, cybercrime, and mafia cases.
A federal judge struck down Arizona's 2005 immigrant smuggling law on Friday on the grounds that it trumped federal statutes. U.S. District Judge Susan Bolton's ruling follows a long string of recent court restrictions in Arizona's effort to get local police to confront illegal immigration. The Arizona law was initially passed in response to voter frustration that the state was being regarded as the nation's busiest immigrant smuggling hub. In 2010, it inspired similar laws across the nation, but the law fell under heavy scrutiny after 2,000 immigrants who paid to be snuck into the United States were charged with conspiring to smuggle themselves across the border.
Charred remains, believed to be those of 43 missing students in Mexico, were discovered last Friday. The remains were discovered in the San Juan River and along its banks. 74 suspects have been taken into custody, including the mayor of Iguala and his wife. At least 10 more suspects remain at large. The families of the deceased have asked to see DNA evidence, as they do not truly believe the government's version of the stories and believe their relatives are still alive. The families have also expressed anger with federal officials for not acting quickly and not informing them of what was going on.
2 Americans who were imprisoned in North Korea for months have been released. Kenneth Bay and Matthew Todd Miller, the last American citizens known to be held by the country, landed at a joint base in Washington state last Saturday night. The 2 were freed following a rare visit to North Korea by James Clapper, the U.S. Director of National Intelligence, who was serving as an envoy for President Obama. China assisted in monitoring the month-long process of coordinating the release. Top officials Bay, Miller, and their families have publicly praised the release.
The Indian Army issued an apology on Saturday for the death of 2 teenage boys in Kashmir. The Army mistakenly fired at the car the boys were traveling in on Monday. The boys had been shot at with automatic weapons, and their car was hit by 32 bullets. The Army has admitted they had mistaken the boys for terrorists and that they take full responsibility for their deaths. Indian newspapers have reported that it is unusual for the Army to make an apology, and they believe they are only doing so because of public anger. The families of the teenagers have turned down the Army's offer of compensation.
Former leader of the Soviet Union, Mikhail Gorbachev, has sent out a warning that tensions between the U.S. and Russia over Ukraine have put the world on the verge of a new Cold War. On Saturday, Gorbachev accused the United States of giving in to triumphalism after the collapse of the Soviet Union. Gorbachev suggested that the West should lift sanctions imposed against senior Russian officials and make sure that the tensions that have recently arisen are under control. He also said that the U.S. needs to build trust with Moscow through dialogue. Gorbachev was speaking at an event marking Sunday's 25th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall.
We'll be right back with your weather forecast for the week. Stay tuned.
My hand's kind of sweaty, sorry.
That's why I'm ready to quit. I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay. But remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Jimmy can't sing, and Tommy can't dance, so we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, sing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Penn State, student meteorologist Faith Eretz here with your campus weather service forecast for November 10th. I hope you got outside and enjoyed that warm weather today because we will only be seeing it for one day longer. We will see those high temperatures continue for tomorrow, but unfortunately, the middle of this week, we will see a significant cool down. So make sure you keep your eye out for that. But luckily, we will stay dry here for your work and school week until the end of this weekend when our next system makes its way through the area and we could see some rain and snow showers. Luckily, though, for tomorrow, we will stick around with these mostly sunny skies, 60 degrees possible, which is very unseasonably warm for this time of year, and a very calm wind out of the south. Definitely make sure you get out and enjoy this weather tomorrow because it could be your last chance until spring. Compared tomorrow, a quite beautiful day to the rest of this week, we can see although the sun will stick around, temperatures will drop significantly. You can see those nighttime temperatures reflecting that. We can see as low as 25 degrees on Thursday night into this weekend. The overnight lows will get very chilly. You can see when this precip moves in. On Sunday, we will see some frozen precip overnight, some rain and snow mixing together. Could make for a messy start to early next week, but for now, we do have a quite beautiful week if you don't count these chilly temperatures. For the Penn State Campus Weather Service, I'm Faith Eretz. Have a great night.
Oh, look, a redhead.
Staring contest.
You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
They were looking right at us. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Hello everyone, I'm Madeline Schutt with this week's sports wrap-up. The Penn State football team broke their 4-game losing streak after a 13-7 win against Indiana this past Saturday. The play of the game was a 92-yard touchdown run by senior Bill Belton. After having a field goal block, Sam Ficken was able to tally 6 more points for the Nittany Lions. Quarterback Christian Hackenberg went 12 of 29 for 18 yards, and Bill Belton ran a total of 137 yards with 1 touchdown. Indiana quarterback Xander Diamont went 13 of 27 for 68 yards. Penn State will play at home against Temple this Saturday at noon. The Penn State women's ice hockey team went 2-0 this past weekend, beating Colgate on Friday 6-4 and 3-1 on Saturday. On Friday night, junior Hannah Honeshell scored her first 2 goals of the season. Laura Bowman tallied 2 more goals for the Nittany Lions, alongside goals from Shannon Yoxheimer and Amy Peterson. Penn State goalie Celine Whitlinger had 32 saves. Saturday's win marked the first ever road series sweep for the Penn State program. 2 goals from Laura Bowman and a goal from Sarah Nelson led the Nittany Lions to their victory on Saturday. Goalie Hannah Arestman was strong in the net with 21 saves. The women will play at RIT in New York this Friday and Saturday. The 23rd ranked Penn State men's soccer team fell 1-0 against number 21 ranked Michigan State in the quarterfinals of the Big Ten tournament this past weekend. A defensive miscue led Michigan State's Tim Kreatz to score in the 54th minute of play. The Nittany Lions outshot Michigan State 12-8. Penn State goalkeeper Andrew Wolverton had 2 saves. The Nittany Lions' next matchup will be in the NCAA tournament on November 20th. The number 6 ranked Penn State women's volleyball team went 2-0 this past weekend, defeating Rutgers on Friday and Maryland on Saturday. On Friday, the Nittany Lions dominated, winning 25-11, 25-12, and 25-10 in each set. Freshman Haley Washington led the team with 13 kills, 2 blocks, and 1 dig, followed by freshman Allie Franti with 9 kills, 1 block, and 7 digs. Saturday's match was led by 3 players' double-digit kills. Allie Franti had 13 kills, 3 digs, and 1 block. Redshirt junior Ayanna Whitney had 10 kills, 4 blocks, and 1 dig, and Haley Washington had 10 kills, 5 blocks, and 1 dig. The Nittany Lions swept the match 25-11, 25-18, and 25-15. The team will play Iowa at home on Wednesday. The 5th-ranked Penn State wrestling team won their first match of the season, beating 17th-ranked Lehigh 24-10 on Sunday. Sophomore Jimmy Gullabon and senior Matt Brown led the team, winning 7 of 10 bouts. Penn State had 4 redshirt freshmen make their dual meet debuts. The team will take on the University of Pittsburgh Friday, November 21st. And that's all for this week's sports. I'm Madeline Shutt. PSN News will be right back after this.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
So don't accept defeat. Now you can get covered and still buy me treats.
You take care of your pets. Now it's their turn to take care of you. Visit getcoveredamerica.org to learn about your health insurance options.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Hello everyone, I'm Laura Barbosa with this week's entertainment news. The 2014 MTV Europe Music Awards provided a night full of songs from various artists and featured daring looks from its host, Nicki Minaj. The annual musical ceremony hosted in Glasgow, Scotland, had its live and television audience glued to the stage with uncensored performances. Some of the night's biggest awards went to Ariana Grande for Best Song and Best Female, Justin Bieber as Best Male, and One Direction, who brought home 3 awards, included Best Fans and Best Live. Troubled actor and comedian Andy Dick was arrested on Friday on suspicion of grand theft. Dick was riding his bicycle in downtown Hollywood when he stopped to look at a man's chain and then allegedly rode away with it. The actor was arrested later that night and posted bail early Saturday morning for $25,000. His court date is December 4th, and if convicted, Dick may serve the maximum punishment of up to 3 years in jail. Everyone knows Bill Cosby from his memorable role in The Cosby Show, but the public figure can finally see his passion for collecting art. The Bill and Camille Art Collection is now open to the public in the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, D.C. This exhibition celebrates African American heritage and a glimpse at personal items of the actor's family. The Cosbys began collecting art in 1967 and hope that this exhibit will nurture an appreciation for Black artists. Teen heartthrob Aaron Carter gave a flashback performance to an audience of Penn Staters on Tuesday night. The concert, hosted at Levels nightclub, marked the child star's third time in State College in the past 2 years. His performance included his classic hits like Aaron's Party and I Want Candy, but also featured some songs from his new album. But Aaron Carter didn't leave State College without having some fun with his audience, having a dance contest for his female audience during the show. Heritage and art were celebrated in Heritage Hall in Penn State's Hub Robinson Center on Thursday evening. The Stoop, an artistic event hosted by the Paul Robinson Culture Center, displayed a wide range of talents within the Penn State community. Here's more on the story. The Stoop, presented by the Paul Robeson Culture Center, is an evening dedicated to gathering young artists and poets on one stage. Visiting poet Seven tells us more on his experience.
I'm gonna have fun tonight, just entertain you guys. The name of the program is called The Stoop.
That's right, The Stoop, hosted by the Paul Robeson Culture Center, brought together world-class performances by spoken word artist Seven and stand-up comedian Damon Williams. Program coordinator for the PRCC, Mildred Williams, explains the significance of the Stoop.
Stoop kind of it embodied all of the Paul Robeson Cultural Centers, or the PRCCs, all of our goals, all of our initiatives that we want to put as an advocacy unit under student affairs here at Penn State. So kind of having a platform for culture and what that means here. We get to present students' talents, we get to help them develop their identity, and it's a part of a culture. The Stoop is something that's a part of something like the hip-hop culture, for instance, or just like poetry, music. There's all types of cultures that kind of are embodied.
The stage was taken over by talented students with dance, spoken word, and comedy performances, and even a live art performance by art major Jennifer Massant. One of the student poets, Jasantia Fareshi, shares her gratitude towards this event.
I was really extremely grateful for the Stoop and PRCC for having this event, because I'm always in my dorm room or in front of the Arboretum recording poems and putting them on YouTube, but to be able to actually perform my art, I consider, live in front of an audience, and to see that immediate reaction, it was incredible.
This night full of wise words and beautiful verses. This week's entertainment news, PSN News will be right back.
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation letter. You're resigning? Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me, okay? But remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Jimmy can't sing, and Tommy can't dance, so we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, sing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on... Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
And that does it for us here at PSN News Tonight for November 10th, 2014. Thanks for joining us, and make sure to check us out on Twitter at PSN News.
And make sure to watch us every Monday night live at 7 p.m. Have a good night, and thanks for watching.